fishing news is brought to you by Navionics, Okuma, and Yozori.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Down here in the rod room doing a little work, heading into the first weekend of February. We got a return of the cold weather outside, which should continue to expand the ice fishing options, as you hear about in just a moment. We got the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday, where my New England Patriots will right the wrong of last year's defeat to the Dirty Birds from down in Philly. But before we get to any of that, I have two notes I'd like to get to. First up, the February issue of the Fisherman magazine is due out this week. You can find it at thefisherman.com. You can find it in your newsstands. You can find it in your mailbox. And we cover some great winter workshop topics like building a bait pen, rod building like I'm doing right here today, tying stinger hooks for your jigs, continued plug building series from Dave Anderson, which this month he spotlights the old Fishmaster Flaptail classic lure from Rhode Island. If you're looking for tips on wetting a line right now, in addition to this week's fishing reports, you can check out the ice fishing features that we've got, or the species profile on cod. We've also had the electronics buyer's guide to make sure your boat is outfitted with the best of the best going into this new season. We got further discussion on the status of the striped bass stocks and much, much more. It is a jam-packed issue as always. And remember, the easiest way to get direct access to all this great content and more each and every week is with a yearly subscription to the Fisherman magazine, so sign up today. One more quick thing before I get into the reports, keeping on this winter workbench, winter project theme that I got going here. I put together a quick little how-to video earlier this week in which I show how I address the problem of attaching a treble hook to a surf fishing plug without the use of a split ring. In general, I'll use split rings. I think it's the best choice for most applications, but there are times when it just doesn't work out quite as well, and there's even certain anglers just simply prefer to use a cut hook instead of going the split ring route. Unfortunately, most of the modern hook manufacturers don't offer those heavy-duty hooks that we like to see in cut-eye versions, so we got to get out there and cut them ourselves. And to tackle this problem, I came up with a pretty cool little jig on my workbench. I've got the complete how-to posted at thefisherman.com in our video section, or you can check out the YouTube card at the upper right-hand corner of the screen right now. That's a little link that just popped up. It will take you directly over to the video. All right, well, here we go with the fishing reports this week. Start off again. Unfortunately, the cod boats continue to remain tied to the dock for the most part. The Francis fleet got out on Sunday for a slow bite. I also heard the guys over on the Island Current got out a couple of trips this week, again with moderate to slow success, but the weekend forecast, at least for now, in addition to being quite cold, looks like the boats might be able to string together a couple of consecutive trips. And that right there, consistency to sailing, is a big key in the winter cod fishing success. And if you want to couple that in with the reports from the commercial fishermen who have been getting out a little bit more than us recreational anglers, who have been reporting a lot of bait on the fishing grounds, we should hopefully see some much better action in store for us for February, as was seen last year. All right, then moving along. Let's see, last up we got ice fishing, which remains very good where safe ice can be found, but I got to remind everyone, despite these cold snaps we've had, you got to keep safety at the forefront of your ice endeavors. As we unfortunately had a fatality over the past weekend in my hometown when a pair of ice skaters broke through some shallow ice on a popular lake. Now, this is a lake a lot of guys skate on, and for some reason, even the following morning, there were people out drilling holes and ice fishing near where they went through. Fortunately, one of the guys made it, but unfortunately, the other guy didn't, so just got to keep in mind that despite the cold snap, it's still been inconsistent, and this ice might not quite be as safe as you would hope, so just keep safety in the forefront and check with that ice spud, thickness of your ice as you move around. That said, where safe ice is being found, which is being mainly to the north and west in general, panfish action has been downright superb. Nick Canaris, contributor to the Fisherman magazine, got one of his articles in this month's issue. He was out over the weekend. He found between 5 and 6 inches of solid ice in central Connecticut. He was targeting panfish and iced more than 75 fish for himself over the 2 days. I also got similar reports from anglers fishing in western, central, and eastern Massachusetts, as well as a couple of guys I spoke to over the border just across from Connecticut into New York. So there are options to be had, especially improving if we do see this cold snap come through. All right, well, there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if head out onto the water or the ice this weekend, and, of course, go Patriots!